Oh, what up, fight fans? What's up with your boxing world? It's your boy Stonebone Boxing here again, and I just want to talk about uh, the possibility of a Sean Porter versus Terrence Crawford, or Crawford versus Sean Porter. I want to talk about. Let's be reasonable. Let's figure out what type of money should. What's a good offer? What's a bad offer? And a couple purses. Like even talk about it. Danny Garcia, Earl Spence. Talk about all these things, these purses and these offers. So let me grab my iPad. I meant to grab it before I even started the video. But I'm gonna grab my iPad, and I wanna. I got these boxing purses pulled up, so I want to look at what guys have made, what guys are reported. So what type of offers need to be made to get these fights. So one second. Oh, we back. We back. All right. So, Sean Porter, Terrence Crawford. Bob Arum needs to make an offer, right? So, I'm gonna pull up. Let me see. I'm just pull up boxing purses 2019 from. Let's see. So, the first one that pops up is Forbes. So I'm gonna open up the Forbes. And bloody elbow, left elbow. Okay, I'm gonna open him up. Okay. Times Financial. While we open up, so we got three sources here. So we got Forbes, Bloody Elbow, and we got Times Financial. I should probably let me see if I can find a Wall Street one. Or yeah, that's good. Three is good. So Sean Porter. Also, I want to open up BoxRec real quick too. Open up BoxRec. Let's see here. Let's go. BoxRec. Sean Porter. Sean Porter. Damn, there is a Shane Porter. We was laughing at Bob Arum. It's a Shane Porter in the UK. We got a Snowy Porter. We have a Sam Porter. And we got Sean Porter. Alright. So he has fought twice this year. He fought Dennis Ugas. He fought Earl Spence. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up his purses for this fight. So Sean Porter. All right, we're gonna go boxing. Back to boxing purses. All right, Sean Porter versus Earl Spence. $2 million purse for Sean Porter versus Earl Spence. So that's $2 billion for a pay-per-view fight against Earl Spence. And Yordenis Ugas. We have Sean Porter at 1.25. So he fought twice this year. That is 3.25 million that he made in purses from. That's Forbes. Let's see what Bloody Elbow says. Bloody Elbow says 2 million for Spence. And it says 1.5 for Ugas. So, okay. Let's check out Times because they have boxing purses too. Times Financial has $2 million purse for Earl Spence. $2 million purse for Sean Porter. Next next one, Porter, Danny Garcia. Well, they don't have the your Dennis Lucas in the Times. They don't have his purse for that one. So we got two credible sources. So we have Bloody Elbow and we have Forbes, which are basically they're saying a $250,000 difference. So we're gonna just go with the higher number. So 1.5. So that's 3.5 million. Sean Porter has made to fight twice this year. All right. So now we have. Let's just look up what Bud made. All right. All right. Forbes here. Terrence Crawford. We have. Well, they don't have the fight he just had. They do have Amir Khan. They said he made $6 million for the Amir Khan fight. And let's see what Bloody Elbow says. And Bloody Elbow says he made $6 billion for the Khan fight, and they have him at $5 million for the Kavalauskas fight. Let's see what Time says. All right, Time. And Time says $6 million for Amir Khan, and they don't have Kavalauskas yet. So let me pull up the. Where did he fight in New York? Let's pull up the New York State Athletic Commission. All right. And the New York State Athletic Commission has all right. Let me see. Well, we only have reports from the State Athletic Commission, and they said 5.5 million for Crawford and 750,000 for Kavalauskas. All right, so we have 5 million, 5.5. So we're gonna go. We'll just say 5 million. Just well, I'm gonna go with the Athletic Commission, so I'm gonna go 5.5. Since the State Athletic Commission said they're reporting 5.5 million for Crawford. So 6 million plus 5.5, that is 11.5 million Crawford has made this year in purses. And we have Sean Porter at 2 fights, 3.5 million purses. We have Earl Spence at, all right, this is the year purses right here. So we have Earl Spence versus Mikey Garcia. $3 million guarantee for Earl Spence. $2.5 million guarantee for Mikey Garcia. That sounds low. But I'm pretty sure they got a back end pay per view. All right. And Earl Spence versus Sean Porter. $2 million purse. So that's 5.5 for Earl, right? Let me see. Oh yeah, so $5 million purse for Earl. All right, let's do Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia has only fought once this year, and he has made. Let's make sure. Okay, Danny Garcia is scheduled to fight Ivan Raycash, but no purses recorded, and his is 1.1 million for this year. All right. So we have Earl at 5 to 5.5. We have Sean at 3.5. We have Danny at 1.1. All right. So sorry about that. All right. So like I said, we have Earl at 5.5, Sean at 3.5, and Danny at 1.1. And he's scheduled to fight Red Catch. There's no purse announcement or anything yet. They usually announce that the day of the fight. Like the state athletic commission usually put out a purse release, a schedule, or a press release for the purses. So we'll just have to wait till it says January 25th. So this wasn't even counting this year. So 1.1 million. 5 million for Earl, 3.5 for Sean, 1.1 for Danny. And now we're talking about Crawford. Crawford made 11.5. So basically, Crawford made more than all three of them combined. He made more than all three of them combined. That's insane. So that's all I really wanted to talk about. So now we're talking about what kind of offer do Bud need to make Sean. So if he made 3.5 in 2 fights, how about he made 2 million to fight Earl and 1.5 to fight Ugas. Or well, one said 1.25, one said 1.5. So we're talking 3.5, 375. $6 million offer. That's triple. That's triple what he'll make. What he made fighting Earl. That's 5 times what he made fighting Ugas. Say $6 million. Or send over 5 and Sean negotiate 6. And then negotiate another couple $100,000 on a pay-per-view back in or something. Or ESPN Plus deal or something. To where you get the extra money. Danny Garcia, since he's already out, we're going to just put him out the picture since he's fighting in January. Well, I guess since it's December, I guess maybe not. We could still put him in there. So say if he makes $1 million to fight him, so we got to revisit that $3 million offer. If Earl is not going to be active and he can't get the Pacquiao fight and Sean doesn't do the rematch, I think we need to look at that starting point of $3 million, and Danny Garcia, you should probably get $4 million. That'll be 4 times what you made fighting Adrian Granados. That'll be 4 times what you probably 5 times what you about to make fighting Ivan Redcat. You only made 1.1 this year. You already turned down a $3 million offer. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that's a good starting point. Send over a $4 to $5 million offer for Sean. Negotiate to about 6. Throw him another $500,000 on the pay-per-view back in or ESPN Plus package back in. And let's get that fight. Crawford versus Porter. Or Danny, if you come out, send Danny that same $3 million offer. Danny, you need to negotiate. At this point, looking at your purses and what you're probably going to make, I don't think they're going to offer you $5 million no more. I think they're going to offer you 3. And you can probably negotiate 4. I think Porter has a little more clout. He's been more active. He's been more a recurring champion. He's had more recent tough fights with Earl, so it put him in a good space. Yeah, I think that's what I think that's probably gonna be the next fight. I seen Max Keller talk about it. I seen starting to pick up buzz, pick up steam. People think Crawford looked a little vulnerable in this last fight, so they think a strong, aggressive fighter like Porter could press him. You know what I mean? I want to see this too, so I start to. Hey, I just wanted to put my foot in the game, give you some numbers, so we can get perspective. So when we hear that Top Rank sent over Shine a $4 or $5 million offer, we can't say, "Oh, it's so low ball." Da, 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 da. It's like, damn, you just made $2 million fighting Earl. If I offer you double that, shouldn't you negotiate up? You know what I mean, like, shouldn't you say, "Hey, I know this double than I made fighting Earl, but I am crossing the street. And then how much is crossing the street worth? And what if ESPN them say, shit, that's worth another million? So you might end up five. And so what if they say, what if you say, hey, well, what is the difference between regular ESPN, ESPN Plus, and pay per view? What if they say, if we do ESPN pay per view, we can give you another million. We do ESPN Plus, we can give you another 500,000. If we do ESPN, we can give you 5 million. And then that's what we need to figure out. So do you want 5 million, 556? So let's just see where we at. But let's negotiate. Let's not be acting talking about this is low ball offer. How we know it's low ball offer when you just made $1 million, Danny Garcia? You made 1.1. Sean, you made 2. So I know y'all probably getting back end pay per view. Just say if you did 2 and he gave you another million because y'all did a good pay per view. Al gave you another million to keep it off the book. You know what I mean? Like so you don't get taxed on it. That's still $3 million. You can make double that and a shot at the belt fighting Terrence Crawford. So we're gonna have to look at this, man. That's crazy. I just looked at this. I'm looking at their yearly earnings. I'm looking at sorry about that. I'm looking at their year to date earnings. The year earning to this day is 11.5 million for Terrence Crawford, 5.5 million for Earl Spence, 3.5 to 3.75 for Sean Porter, and 1.1 for Danny Garcia. So 5.5 plus 3.5 is 9, 10, or a million plus 1.1 is 10.1. So them combined is 10.1, and Bud is 11.5. So he's made $1,400,000 more than both of them combined. 1.4 million more than all three of them combined. That is fucking insane. But y'all acting like Crawford did the worst deal of his life. We need to look at some of the PBC deals. This Stonebone boxing. Yeah, like I always say, man, come smoke one with your boy, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.